Hello my friends, this is your Henri Matisse's Goldfish, part 2, our coloring step. We're going to be painting today. I have brushes in 2 different sizes, a small for small spaces, a big for big spaces. If you only have one brush, that's fine, you don't need to, but sometimes it's nice to have an extra. You're going to need your watercolor tray and a cup of water. You might want to also have a paper towel in case you have any spills or blotches. The important thing to remember about painting is that you always want to start at the top and work your way down. If I started painting down here and then went and did this leaf up here, I'm going to wind up sticking my arm into all that paint and it's going to get all over me and I'm going to smudge my work. So we always want to work so that our arm is resting on clean paper and not on the paint. So top down always when you paint. Fauvism, the style of art that Henri Matisse helped create, is based on wild and crazy colors. So here's the super fun thing for this project. You can pick any kind of crazy colors you want for your backgrounds. You don't have to make things realistic colors. If you want your leaves to be purple, your leaves can be purple. If you want your table to be green or have polka dots, you can have that green polka dotted table. It's going to be your choice. What I do want you to watch as you're working is your craftsmanship. Craftsmanship is how neatly an artist is working. Take a look at where I'm holding my brush. I'm not all the way back here in the middle of the brush. I know a lot of you tend to do this. So let's get into the habit of holding it down here. A brush has 3 parts. You have the bristles, the ferrule, that's the metal part, and then the handle. The handle's actually there to balance it against your hand. You're supposed to be holding the brush by the ferrule. The closer you are to the bristles, the more you have control over what the bristles are doing. When you are holding the brush by the ferrule, you can even do cool things with a brush. Like, see how I'm holding it straight up and down? I can hold it straight up and down, and I can drag tiny thin lines just like that. When I hold it on its side, that's when it fills space. So sometimes it is nice to have a smaller brush for smaller spaces, but if you don't have another brush, you can just tip it upwards, so you're holding it straight up and down, and then you can use just the tip of the brush and not the whole thing. Remember, every time you switch colors, you need to wash your brush. Watercolors don't need a lot of water to activate, so try not to flood your colors. I have a lot of kids who just put drops and drops and drops and drops into each one, and you really don't need to. All you need to do is swirl it around, scrape off the extra, and then switch to your other color. I also have a lot of kids tell me, but it's empty, I can't use any. If it's still on the side, you still have enough to use. Watercolors will last a really long time if you're taking care of them properly. If you get a puddle, like I have a little puddle right there that you don't want, well, that's what your towel is for. You can blot. Put it straight down, and then pick it straight back up. You don't want to rub with the paper towel on a wet paper because you could rip your paper. Now, I'm going to go ahead and enter fast forward mode so that I can show you what the finished work is going to look like. And there you have it, our Henri Matisse Fauvist style painting with our beautiful little goldfish. I hope you had fun.